Seeing the Grand Canyon was always on my travel bucket list. This year we got to check it off, and it was incredible. Let me share with you what sights we saw, which tour company we used, and what we learned. Stay tuned. I am here at the west rim of the Grand Canyon at a place called Eagle Point, which is where the Skywalk is located. We purchased Grand Canyon tour tickets and Skywalk tickets, and we're gonna have lunch at the Skywalk Cafe. I'll double check on that one. We're gonna hit up the Skywalk first, and then we're gonna have lunch, and then we're gonna explore the area, and then off we go. Our next stop will be at Guano Point. Wait, let's rewind a bit. Our tour actually began with breakfast at IHOP. Our tour company, Sweetours, picked us up at our hotel early in the morning, like 6 a.m. After grabbing everyone else, we hit up an IHOP on the way out of Vegas. It was extremely organized. Meals were pre-ordered and they were ready when we got there, so we were in and out quickly. As we drove, we were regaled with some amazing stories and facts from our tour guide Ken, who was absolutely incredible. He and our driver, Manny, got an 11 out of 10 from me.
Yeah, we're in the Mojave Desert. North of us is the Great Basin Desert.
Sweetours gave us this handy map as our itinerary. We didn't do it all in the order shown here, but we did eventually hit all the spots. Our first stop was the visitor center. We got there early enough that we were able to head to Eagle Point without having to board a shuttle. That was apparently a big deal, being able to ride our own tour bus into the park. And Ken made a game out of it for us to get our tickets scanned as quickly as possible. He had us racing, but he made it fun. A lot of the Grand Canyon experience is waiting in lines. Here we are waiting in line to go wait in line to get to the Skywalk. Waiting in line to get onto the Skywalk. Unfortunately, cameras aren't allowed on the bridge deck, so they give us free lockers and we can just put away our stuff until the Skywalk's over. So sadly, we will not be getting any footage of the Skywalk today. While waiting, we learned all about the Hualapai tribe, who owns the land that the Skywalk is on. Then it was our turn to go out onto the Skywalk. Since we couldn't take any personal belongings onto the projecting glass structure, including phones and cameras, we got suckered into buying the photo package. However, the photographer was really good and we loved our photos. Plus, we got a ton of other photos that were copyright free to share. We are now in line for the Skywalk restaurant. We have about half an hour to eat and get on the bus before we're taking off to Guano Point. The lineup for lunch had us a little panicked about time, but it actually moved quite quickly, so we ended up being fine. Plus, there are great views of the Skywalk from the restaurant. We ate quickly enough that we ended up having time to shop in the gift shop and explore the First Nations outdoor exhibit. On the
Skywalk exhibit and the restaurant and gift shop area. They have some traditional First Nations housing, teepees, juniper trees, mud houses.
Then it was back onto the Sweetours bus and off to our next stop, the picturesque but unfortunately named Guano Point.
Reached Guano Point, which has views on either side, left and right hand sides. It's a peninsula that juts out into the Grand Canyon. There are no guardrails here though, so you have to be very careful and make sure you stay far away from the edges. The views are so incredible, but it's freaking me out. People are so close to the edges.
This was as close as I got to the edge, and I was hiding behind a big boulder. 12 people per year die on average at the Grand Canyon, so please be cautious, people. Don't be another statistic. Guano Point is well known because of this little peak at the tip of the peninsula. I didn't go up it because I'm a chicken, and Joey had an injured leg, so he didn't get to do much exploring that day. But oh, did we ever get some fantastic family photos out at Guano Point.
One, go. Final push.
Final push-up.
Then we said goodbye to the Grand Canyon and headed to the next stop. We drove past a thriving Joshua Tree forest and perhaps a not-so-thriving town called Dolan Springs before arriving at Hoover Dam.
The Joshua Tree National Forest is in Southern California, not too far from Palm Springs and the Coachella.
Before getting access to Hoover Dam, we had to go through a security checkpoint, so just be aware of that. We drove under the Michael Callahan-Pat Tillman Bridge, learning about the high scalers who built the Hoover Dam, many losing their lives while doing so.
Swing away, let it explode. Swing back, take a crowbar, pry up any loose rocks, and do the same thing all over again. That was their job. The sculpture is based on a real-life high scaler.
We crossed over the dam on the bus, passing into another state as we did so, checking on Lake Mead, which was on the other side.
Millennium, real quick, look to the right here. That big hole, that is the Arizona Spillway. The mirror image of that is over in Nevada, so if too much water...
That's to the Hoover Dam. So we are at that lookout point, which is quite high above Lake Mead and the dam. We're going to go check out the view. There's an old military pillbox up there with rocks that are made out of all the surrounding landscape, so it blends right in from the air. That's pretty cool. I visited the dam years ago, pre-kids, with my cousin Marianne, and we actually took the tour and went inside the dam to tour the power plant. We got to walk across the Hoover Dam, check out the spillway, which is giant hole. I guess we'll go over the edge of the dam. So I really recommend that tour. But today we just didn't have time because we were going to the Grand Canyon. But I do recommend taking a separate Hoover Dam tour if you have time.
One last chance for souvenir shopping at the top lookout of Hoover Dam, and then it was time to head back to our Vegas hotel. We had a fabulous day with Sweetours, exploring the Grand Canyon and area. Thanks again to our wonderful tour guide Ken and our pro driver Manny. You made our day perfect. I highly recommend this tour company, and no, they didn't pay me to say that. I just really liked them. Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon? If so, which side do you think has the best views? Let me know in the comments below. As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and happy travels, everyone.